إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحابته والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد فاللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. I give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who in His infinite mercy has given us the opportunity once again to meet, which is scheduled that every week inshallah we are going to be learning one or two things, and by that increasing our knowledge of the deen, which is going to assist us inshallah in this world and in the hereafter. Today inshallah we are going to move to hadith number 5 of the book Umdatul Ahkam fi Kalam Khair al-Anam. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: لا يبولن أحدكم في الماء الدائم الذي لا يجري ثم يغتسل منه. ولمسلم: لا يغتسل أحدكم في الماء الدائم وهو جنب. If you can remember very well, the hadith that we read last week was also related by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu wa ardahu. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be merciful and pleased with him. And we told us some of the lessons we could derive from the hadith. And today inshallah the same Rawi, Abu Hurairah, is still narrating to us from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا يبولن أحدكم في الماء الدائم. None of you should urinate in stagnant water. الذي لا يجري, the one that doesn't move. None of you should urinate in stagnant water, the one that doesn't move. ثم يغتسل منه, then thereafter take a ritual bath of it or from it. ولمسلم, and in the version of Muslim, لا يغتسل أحدكم في الماء الدائم وهو جنب. None of you should bath in stagnant water while he is in a state of junub or janaba. Some people say junub. It's not junub, but junub. Now, number one is that let's look at the wordings of the hadith. One, la yabulanna. La yabulanna, that la yabulanna ahadukum, none of you should urinate. La yabulanna, from the okay, let's start with la. The la here is called la nahya. La that is asking someone to refrain from doing a particular thing, stopping someone from doing something. La tajlis, do not sit, just like don't. La tatakallam, la taf'al, like that. So la yabulanna, okay, none of you should do it. So la is la nafiya. Okay, the ordinarily whenever you use la to command something not for that something not to be done, the verb has to be a sukun. It has to be in the genitive, in sukun. It has to have sukun. Like saying la tajlis, la tatakallam, la taqum, la taqra, la tusalli. Okay, that is an exceptional case. So here, la yabulanna, asalatan, initially or primarily to be la yabul ahadukum, from bala, yabulu, bul, la yabul. But here you have nun that's shadda here, which is called nun tawqid al-thaqila. Nun tawqid al-thaqila. So it's known that as shadda, it's called nun tawqid. That brings about emphasis. So it's emphasizing la yabulanna is a strong warning, stern warning from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. None of you should urinate. None of you should urinate. So fil ma'i da'im is stagnant water. Okay? Stagnant water here, what is the meaning of stagnant water? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us the meaning, alladhi la yajri, the one that doesn't move. So it is the tafsir for ad-da'im. So it's a water that stays in one position, that doesn't move. Okay? That doesn't move, just like swimming pool water, or let me say the well water that you have now, the are swings. So that doesn't move. And so what is the role in whenever any one of us urinates in it? Probably you are taking a bath in the swimming pool and you accidentally or intentionally or whatever urinate in it, then you must not use the water to bath. Should not do that. So you should not take bath with the water that you have urinated in. You've contaminated water. You have contaminated the water. So here that is the warning. And the warning of the Muslim, la yaktasil ahadukum fil ma'i dahim wa huwa junub. None of you should, bath or take his bath in stagnant water while it's in a state of junub, it's in a state of impurity. He has janaba. Okay, is also la also. So and junub is in the condition in which someone is. The general meaning of this hadith is that the Prophet ﷺ is forbidding us from urinating in stagnant water. Why urinating in stagnant water? You want to contaminate it, you want to spoil it. But if there is necessity for that, if you do that, then watch out. Do not use it for a ritual bath. Even if you say you want to use it for ordinary bath, you use it for a ritual bath, because it's going to be an invalid ablution or invalid ghusl, as the case may be. People are so funny when they go to swimming pool, you take their bath, and some of them will just swim. That's why scholars, they warn people from going to swimming pool. You understand? You go to swimming pool with different people. In fact, some people go to the extent of taking their girlfriends, their concubines to swimming pool. They will bath together. Anything may happen. In fact, they may conjugate together therein. Okay, thereby releasing the what is it called? So they will release some mani or madi or wadi, as the case may be. So now, what about other people that are also taking their bath in the pool? It's going to affect it. Though some people say nowadays they've been mistakenly cleaning something. There's an engine that cleans it, and that changes the water every now and then. But now, is swimming pool, is it confined? If it is confined, then wash out. You don't use it to take your bath. Though there are some scholastic arguments, okay, or statements on this. Inshallah, we shall when we get to that, we should do that. So the Prophet ﷺ doesn't want us to be infected with one or two diseases, because we might be infected. So because the water doesn't move, it stays in a position, it doesn't move, so it may affect you health-wise. That's number one. Number two, spiritually, you don't use this kind of water for ritual bath, like ghusl janaba, ghusl hayd, ghusl nifas, like that, or ghusl dukhul fil Islam. So you don't use it for a spiritual purpose. So someone should be very careful, in that. Let me just tell us one funny thing here. This hadith, it is apparent that yes, do not urinate in it. One of the scholars, he's a scholar, but sometimes he holds some opinions that are strange. They are very strange. Okay? So they are very strange and outweighed opinions, so to say. He said, no, when the hadith is saying when you urinate in the water directly. But when you urinate in a can, okay, urinate in a can and accidentally the can fell into the pool. So there is nothing wrong with that. You can use it. You can use the water for ritual bath. You can use it for ritual bath and for any other thing you want to use it for. You understand? So that is my right opinion anyway. So that's reliable land. So if you don't urinate in it, you just urinated in a can or keg or anything, then pouring it in that water. What do you think is going to happen? The same thing applies. Sawa, you do it directly or indirectly. The same thing applies. The scholar I'm talking about is Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. It's called Ibn Hazm. Abu Muhammad Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri al-Andalusi. So that great man, subhanallah. So in his book Al-Muhalla, you get to know how great is he. There's a time he said he doesn't know. He said Abu Hanifa is majhul because he doesn't know him. If he doesn't know somebody, you don't read about him, you don't ask people about him. It doesn't mean that it's majhul in hadith. You understand? There are some stands that he had that are not authentic. I don't say they are erroneous. So now, what about if the water moves? When the water moves, you have no problem. فلا بأس من الاتصال فيه والتبول. If the water moves, okay, when you eat in it or anything that happens to it, it will take it away. You to flush it to other places. So if the water moves, you don't have any problem. But if the water is confined, it doesn't move, then that is the problem. Because if you can remember very well, there's one hadith that Prophet says water will be contaminated. When they ask him the water, the beer of buda'a, okay, buda'a, that's they throw huyyad. Those women, when they are through with their menses, they throw the blood, the menses blood into it, and dead animals like dog also we are thrown in it. So can we use the water? Prophet says, "Al-ma'u tahur, la yunajjisuhu shay." The water is neat because the water is not the beer that we are using now. It's not a well that has been confined. You understand? So he said, "Illa ma ghalaba," fi another riwayah, "Illa ma ghalaba ala lawnihi aw rihi aw ta'mi," except if it changes one of those three qualities. Okay, the odor, the taste, and the color. So if any one of these changes, then you have to look into that water very well. Now that is why the scholars have different opinion here. Okay, this commandment that we shouldn't urinate, we should use the water. Is it tahrim? Is it haram? Or it's makruh? Okay, that's why some of the scholars like Maliki, they say it's makruh. It is just detested. When you use it, it doesn't mean anything, but it is detested. And the scholars of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and his students Al-Hanabila and the Zahiri we mentioned, he said it's haram. Okay, it is haram. And some of the scholars said if it is little, if the water is little, and you urinate in it or you pour something that will contaminate it or there is a filthy thing in it, then it's going to be haram. But if the water is much, then it is makruh. But what is apparent in the hadith is the Prophet is forbidding us from doing that. Okay, is forbidding us from doing that. Okay, so except that when it's water, okay, when the water is being cleaned every now and then or is being flushed away and replaced with another water. Okay, and also they said, okay, what about the water, okay, that somebody urinates in? Okay, does it keep its purity or it has been impure? It has become impure. Okay, so they said if something changes the color or the odor of the color or the taste of the water, then it has rendered it what? It has rendered it invalid, as in rendered it what? Something that is najis also. Okay, most of the scholars are of the opinion that the water has been contaminated. But if it doesn't change it doesn't change it at all. Okay, then what happens? So majority scholars say water is still pure. It's still what? It's still pure. And okay, what about if the water is little and najasa, okay, is poured in it and it didn't change it. The water is little, something is poured in it, but it didn't change anything. Okay, what happens? What is the rolling on that water? Okay, this one is up. Besides those water that we know naturally, that is how they are. Naturally, that's how they are. If somebody is living beside a riverine area, or how would I put it, a place where there's canals, it's usually affects those water there. So when you dig anything, even borehole, you see the water will be red or it will be colorful. The taste will be changed. It will affect the change. It will affect the color and the odor. Okay. So if the water is natural, if that is how it is, the color, the taste, if like that, then there's no problem because it's natural. You can use it that way. Just like the water you have in the barbish water also, or the beach water. Sorry. That water is salty. The other water, okay, that water is, when you see the color is not that neat. And the smell too. But it's natural, that's how it is. You can use that kind of water for ablution or for ghusl. You understand? So you can use it for ghusl. But we are talking about water now that is little water, okay, little water, and najasa is poured in it. Abu Huraira, Ibn Abbas, Al-Imam Hassan Basri, Sayyid ibn Musayyib al-Thawri, Dawud al-Dhahiri, Imam Malik, Imam Bukhari said, now the ruling is that the water has not become najasa or najis. The water has not become najis. Okay? So, and Imam Bukhari rahmatullah cited copious ahadith to back that up, that it is not najis. Okay? So, if the water is little, and it's little, but the najasa is poured in it, but it doesn't change it. Imam Bukhari said, yes, it's not, the water has not become najis. You can use it. بينما ذهب Ibn Umar Mujahid. While some of scholars, some companions like Ibn Umar Mujahid, Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, or the Hanafiya and Shafi'iyya, and the Hanabila, okay, they are of the opinion that the water has been contaminated and water has become najis. Okay? For the fact that the najasa has been poured in it, even if it doesn't change those three qualities that we mentioned. There are so many things. So, those, like Imam Bukhari, what is the evidence? The evidence is what I cited earlier, the hadith of Bir Buda'a, that the Prophet said, Al-Ma'u tahurun la yunajisu shay. The water is neat and nothing makes it impure. Nothing makes it impure. So, and like that. And that is the opinion of Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah alayhi rahmatullah. So here, that means that the water, if it does not affect those three things, qualities that we mentioned, then you don't have any problem. Yeah. But you have little water, okay, you pour, even if something is pure, you pour it in it, like for instance, you have water, you have gari. Okay, you pour gari in it, maybe the white one or the red one. You pour it in. What is going to happen? It's going to change the water. For instance, if water is little, if it changes water, it's going to change the color. It will be white. Okay, it's going to change the taste. It will be soft. For instance, it will change the smell. And it will equally change the name. We call it gari water. How do you put it? Okay. So it's not ordinary water anymore. You call it the name of the elements or the something that is being poured in it. You understand? But if it's poured in it and it doesn't affect those three things, then you don't have any problem. You don't have any problem. And inshallah, this was most correct opinion. And inshallah, lastly, this hadith is telling us that it's not so good, okay, to urinate in a confined water, because you may mistakenly use water for something spiritual, okay, that is using it for a spiritual bath, okay. And though if the water moves, if it moves, it's not stagnant, you can do that. Though that one too, some scholars said it is not advisable to do that. Inshallah, this is where we are going to stop today. Astaghfirullah alladhi la tadi'u wa da'i'u. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.